There is a particular kind of loneliness that arrives not when you are alone, but when you are surrounded. You are at a gathering or in a conversation that has lasted years, and something shifts. A small betrayal, a careless word, a loyalty that quietly dissolved without announcement, and you realize that the person across from you was never quite where you thought they were. The connection you believed in was, in part, a story you told yourself. And now, you must decide what to do with that knowledge. This is not a rare experience. It is, in fact, one of the most common forms of human suffering. And it is precisely the territory that Epictetus, the freed slave who became one of antiquity's most searching moral teachers, mapped with extraordinary care. His central concern was not how to avoid pain, it was how to live with clarity. And nowhere does that clarity matter more than in the question of who we allow close to us and why. The first teaching: not all association is friendship. Epictetus drew a firm distinction between those we spend time with and those who genuinely share our values. Proximity is not intimacy. Frequency is not loyalty. A person can occupy years of your life and remain, in the deepest sense, a stranger to your character. The Stoics understood that most human association is transactional, built on shared convenience, mutual entertainment, or the comfort of familiarity. There is nothing wrong with such association. But to mistake it for friendship of the deepest kind is to leave yourself exposed in ways you will not understand until the moment of testing arrives. The practical lesson is this: before you extend your full trust, observe, not with suspicion, but with patience. Watch how a person behaves when there is nothing to gain. Watch what they protect when they are under pressure. Character reveals itself slowly, and only to those willing to look. The second teaching: the lamp burns small and bright. Epictetus taught that the disciplined life is not a diminished life. It is a concentrated one. The image that serves us here is the lamp, a small flame in a dark room, steady and warm, precisely because it is contained. A fire spread too thin across wet ground produces neither heat nor light. Friendship operates by the same principle. A person who gives their full trust to everyone gives it, in truth, to no one. The energy of genuine loyalty, the willingness to be honest when honesty is uncomfortable, to remain present when presence is costly, cannot be distributed without limit. It requires a kind of conservation. This is not coldness. It is the opposite of coldness. It is the recognition that real warmth is a finite and precious resource, and that squandering it on those who will not tend it is a form of self-abandonment. Choose fewer. Go deeper. Let the lamp burn steadily rather than flickering across too wide a darkness. The third teaching: betrayal as clarification. When someone we trusted acts against us, the instinct is to frame it as a wound inflicted upon us. Epictetus would gently redirect that framing. The person who betrays you has not changed you. They have revealed themselves. And that revelation, however painful, is information. Perhaps the most honest information they have ever offered you. The Stoic position is not that betrayal does not hurt. It is that the hurt, properly examined, carries a lesson about the limits of what was ever truly there. A friendship that collapses under the weight of honesty, difficulty, or inconvenience was not the friendship you believed it to be. The collapse did not destroy something real. It exposed something that was always fragile. This reframing does not require you to feel nothing. It requires you to feel clearly, to grieve what was genuinely good in the relationship, whilst releasing the version of it that existed only in your own generous imagination. The fourth teaching: virtue is the only reliable foundation. The Stoics held that the only truly stable basis for any relationship is shared commitment to virtue, to honesty, courage, justice, and practical wisdom. These are not abstract ideals, they are daily practices. A friend who is genuinely committed to living well will tell you the truth when you are wrong. They will not flatter you into comfortable errors. They will hold you to the standard you have set for yourself, even when you would prefer to be let off. This kind of friendship is demanding. It asks something of both parties. It requires the courage to speak and the humility to listen. It is, for precisely this reason, rare. Epictetus was clear that the quality of our inner life is shaped by those we keep close. The Stoic concept of oikeiosis, the natural extension of care outward from oneself to others, does not mean extending that care indiscriminately. It means extending it with wisdom, beginning with those whose character genuinely merits it. Surround yourself with people who are trying to become better. Their effort will become part of your atmosphere. Their honesty will become part of your standard. The fifth teaching: solitude is not failure. There is a quiet pressure in modern life to treat a small social circle as evidence of some personal deficiency. Epictetus would find this pressure both understandable and mistaken. The person who has 2 or 3 friends of genuine depth is not impoverished. They are, by the Stoic measure, extraordinarily fortunate. Solitude, chosen, disciplined solitude, is not the absence of connection. It is the condition in which we return to ourselves, examine our own character, and decide what we actually value before the noise of other people's expectations fills the space. It is in solitude that we become the kind of person worth knowing. The Stoics did not counsel withdrawal from the world. They counseled withdrawal from the parts of the world that corrode your judgment. There is a difference between the person who is alone because they have retreated in fear, and the person who is selective because they have learned through experience what genuine connection actually requires. The frozen harbour is still. The ropes are tight. The boats are moored and ready. That stillness is not emptiness. It is preparation. If you have felt the ache of a circle that grew too wide and too thin, Epictetus offers not consolation but direction. Let it grow smaller. Let it grow honest. Tend the roots rather than the canopy. The tree that survives the storm is not the tallest one. It is the one whose roots went deepest, quietly, when no one was watching. You do not need many people to know you. You need a few who truly do. If this moved you, comment the Citadel holds below. It is our sign that you carry the philosophy with you. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.